Hello there, my name is Łukasz and I'm your GSI for Panos's FIA class. In this video, I would like to show you how to launch a data aggregation software that we use, how to navigate it, and how to download data to Excel. So what you can see here is an example of FIA spreadsheet. It's already populated with data from financial statements. And this is one application of data software. So for most of the data collection exercises, we recommend FactSet. FactSet is available to all MBA students for free while they are still in their program, and we encourage you to apply for access. Most of you will probably have it already. So let me show you how to launch it. So you can go to launchfactset.com here, and you will have two options to launch FactSet. The first solution is a workstation. This is desktop application which you can use from your computer, and this is what we use and what we recommend to students. However, for some of you, especially those using Mac systems, you can try FactSet Connect, which is based on the web browser. So let me show you the workstation here. This is the workstation, so FactSet desktop application. FactSet is organized into tabs, you can see here, and actually you can for example add your own tab. If you have quotes, charting, economics, whatever, you can add your own tabs to the workspace. For example, you can have a portfolio tab, right? So you can add this one. Calendar, it's up to you. You can reorganize it. You can also save the workspace here or open the predefined workspace. There will be different type of workspaces available. We use, for example, I use the academic workspace, right? No. So you can load this academic workspace, but there are many for investment banking users, portfolio management, whichever one you prefer. Okay, moving on, let me begin with the search bar. The search bar is very useful and versatile tool. You can look up pretty much everything. For example, I don't know, Apple CEO, right? So for example, you will see Tim Cook here, and you can read more about management and the board of Apple company. You can search for these revenues, right? So you will have income statement data here. You can search for you can also search for macro data, so for example US GDP, right? So whatever you need, it's usually accessible from the search bar. Moving on, let me introduce you to the company security tab. So you can go to the company security tab and you can search for a company using ticker in the left corner. So searching for ticker, you will have Apple, and here you go to the profile. Of course, you do not have to start from the company security tab. You can simply search for a company using a search bar here, and you will probably be redirected to the same place. Let me start with a snapshot of the company. So on the left, you can see the list of subtabs, and you can navigate it here. Snapshot will be the snapshot of the company. So you will have business description, performance, key financial data, forecasts. Of course, all of that items will be available in detail, either after clicking it, everything is hyperlinked as you can see, or somewhere on the menu on the left. So let me point you to the most interesting things, prices. In the price summary, there will be plot and the summary, such as, you know, a price aggregates average prices. But if you actually want the price history to, for example, plot it or download the data, it's here in price history. You will have both plot and the data at daily frequency. So let me take that as an opportunity to show you how to download data to Excel. So what you can do is, you see everywhere you will have this download key to the right. So for example, if you want to download to Excel the price data, you can download it as a PDF or spreadsheet by clicking this button, right? And if you click new spreadsheet, it will start downloading for you. You can open it. You can open the file right away. For Windows users, for Mac users, you will first have to save it and then open it. So let me show you. Yes, see, you will have all the prices downloaded to Excel, and almost everything in FactSet can be downloaded this way. It's very easy, very accessible. So it's a great tool for downloading. Continuing on this company security tab, let me go to the other important item, which is financials. Let's start with key items. Okay, there we go. So this will be company financials, right? You have income statement, balance sheet, cash flow, and ratios, whatever you need. Here in the top pane, there are some options. So for example, you can choose to look at fiscal years or fiscal years and quarters or only quarters. You can choose the number of periods that you are looking at. A very important thing is currency. If the company is like a foreign company reporting, you can immediately translate everything into US dollars for comparability. You can of course view the data. Moreover, you can plot the data. So for example, I have Apple's EBIT over time. I have it selected and I click it chart here, and see, it will chart for me the EBIT for the company. So it's like it's a very nice preview tool. Of course, you can also download the data again, see, by clicking here, and then you can plot it in the way you want. But as a quick preview tool, you are free to use the built-in plotting function. One important thing is you sometimes ask how some numbers are calculated, so you don't have to do it manually. You can just take a look how specific numbers are calculating by clicking on them. They are all hyperlinked, and you can see how EBIT was calculated from sales after subtracting COGS, G&A, and other expenses, right? And even then, once you see the calculations, you can still go to sales, and everything is super traceable down to the 10K. So for all the underlying numbers, you will be redirected automatically to the form 10K, and it will highlight the figure for you. It's very useful tool. You can always see how the number was calculated and be able to exactly see where in 10K we find that information. So the actual filing, that is. Okay, so this is the traceability, very useful feature again. Finally, let me show you estimates. And let's start with all estimates. Okay, so here you remember we were using like EPS forecasts. That's where you can have them. Of course, you can download them again. Actually, sometimes you have download options that are a little bit more sophisticated. So for example, here you can choose the option to download in FDS scores. FDS or codes, I mean. In FDS codes, it will be downloaded as a formulas. So if you have FactSet Excel plugin installed, then those will be a formulas. And the benefit of that is that your spreadsheet might update over time, rather you having to re-download everything over and over again. So that's just to mention to you that FactSet plugin for Excel is also available. Let me also take a look at something you probably saw before, which is targets and ratings, and this plot. So this is analysts' forecasts for prices. So you can see the percentage of analysts who are issuing buy recommendation, hold recommendation, and sell recommendation. And sometimes you will even have the reports available, and you will have the access to exact price targets that the given issuer is proposing for Apple. So this is good for evaluating overall sentiment about the company. Okay, let me now quickly show you other tabs than company security, because there are some useful features here as well. So for example, filings tab, right? So filings are company filings. Again, here you are free to choose the ticker. It automatically selected the ticker that I'm looking at now, so it's Apple again, and you will see all the company filings here. You can filter it for, let's say, annual filings, and you will have 10 case here. You can choose the period or search for particular keywords, right? So for filings, they are available, tables are available in Excel. You can use the filings tab. Another thing is industry. So you can see here that after looking at the industry, I'm no longer in the Apple, but I'm looking at the telecommunications equipment. I was automatically redirected to the given industry, Apple industry, as per FactSet classification, and this is telecoms equipment. Of course, you can search for other industries and you will see the overall performance, characteristics, and you can research the industry by looking at the industry tab. Okay. Key industry players and also sales outlook. This is really interesting because you can use that to forecast industry growth. So earnings and sales, those outlook plots are probably most interesting here. Also, one final tab. So, you know, firm is a part of the industry, but industry is a part of the global economy. So here you have economics tab. There are several sub-tabs. Calendar is actually not that helpful. Calendar is simply the listing of all the upcoming macro news announcements. But what's interesting to you is country region tab here. So you need to click here. Now we are, for example, looking at the Eurozone, but we can look at US, I guess. Okay, we can look at the US, and you will have, you know, key macroeconomic indicators such as inflation. You will also have outlook here. So those will be forecast of key economic indicators. Again, very, very helpful. Okay. I think that would be it for the introduction to the data aggregation software, which in this case we recommend FactSet. But before I conclude, I would like to show you how to get help. So first of all, there is this learning portal. It's actually really helpful because you have like live training sessions. You will also be able to find some courses, or you can even search specifically for how to do something, and there will be usually like quick video tutorial. FactSet doesn't have its own YouTube channel where everything would be easily available, but you will be able to find most of the interesting things here. So for academics, it already shows me academics. If I want to learn more how to search for particular economic series or learn more about researching a company or fixed income securities, right? You can, for example, listen to more information about company security tab here. So those are really interesting learning tools. Also in the upper right corner, you will have online assistant, but this is more like a manual. But what's really important is technical support. So you can call FactSet here. You can call FactSet, and they are really super responsive. So they are very reliable, and they will usually be able to help you. The only thing is that they are asking for a serial number. You can find it here, you see? In this drop-down menu, here is your serial number. So they will be asking you for a serial number if you want to get help from them. And of course, we are here to help you as well. So feel free to contact your GSIs, and we will always be happy to provide some guidance. And thank you for listening to that video, and feel free to reach us, and see you in sessions. Goodbye.